So, well, first of all, let's talk about entrapment a little bit more. So the essence of, basically, if the cop provides the ability that he facilitates. All right, action.
Hey man, how you doing? You looking to get hot?
Oh, no thanks, man. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure.
It's really good weed.
Oh, that's alright.
I'll sell it for you cheap.
It's alright. I think some kid down the walk a little bit.
Knock on the door. Mike opens the door and finds that 2 police officers have arrived on the scene after receiving complaints about loud noise coming from the party. Action.
Hello?
Hello, sir. We've received some noise complaints. Got a party going on here?
Just a couple friends over, that's all.
Couple friends, huh?
Yeah, just a few.
And how old are these friends of yours?
Oh, 21 and up.
Oh, really? So you're doing some drinking back there?
Yeah, just a little bit.
So you wouldn't mind if we came in, right? Take a look around, make sure everything.
Warrant?
Do you think we have a warrant? Do you think we need a warrant?
We can come back with a warrant. You can do this easy or hard. It's your choice.
I mean,
It'll save you time and us time.
Just
All right?
let's go.
All right, I heard you say.
Just check it
That's
out.
good.
Some party you have here.
Yeah, quite the bender.
Yeah. So you've been doing any drugs tonight?
No, no drugs.
No drugs. There's no drugs here in the house?
No, just Cheetos or Tostitos.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Really?
And,
What's,
and how old are you, sir?
I'm 21.
You have some ID?
No, I don't.
You don't have any ID,
No,
huh?
Oh, sorry.
This doesn't look legit. Why don't you take a look at that?
Yeah, right. You said everyone here is 21. It says under 21 right here. You care to explain that?
I guess
Are you not part of everyone?
I don't know.
You know what? I have another
Are
question
you
as well.
lying to us, sir?
What
I
is
am
this? What is this?
It looks like a big bag of cocaine.
I was going to say that. Is that your cocaine?
No.
Not
No.
your cocaine.
No, it's
This
not
is
mine.
your-
I don't know
this is
where
your
it came
apartment.
from.
This cocaine
It's my
that you
house, but
found
I don't know
in
how
your
it got
apartment.
there. I mean, it's not mine. So
Are you trying to tell us this does not belong to you, sir?
I am telling you that.
Sir, you just lied to me earlier and said that you were over the age of 21. You've
Well,
been lying to me, sir.
I would like.
Why should we believe you now?
Sir,
Because it's
Doesn't
not mine.
matter.
you're under arrest.
We'll figure this out eventually.
You have the right to remain silent.
Good.
A house party or two and had the cops come and all the ensuing craziness. What went wrong in this particular situation?
Let him in.
Yeah.
Let him in. How did you let him in? I mean, did he just open the door? Okay. Open the door. We've got let him in. What else?
He gave consent.
Consented to the search. There you go. And we're going to come back to all of these. I'm just trying to brainstorm right now. What else? Anything else, you guys?
Gave him too much information.
Too much information. You kept talking, telling him a lot of stuff.
He gave him his ID.
Gave him his ID. Lied. Lied.
Let him see inside the house.
Let him see inside the house. Good. Okay, so I think that that's a good. I mean, that's a good start, but that's pretty much most of the stuff. You guys are good.
Where did they find the drugs? Did anyone notice that? Where they were?
On the table.
Right, just sitting out on the table by the Doritos.
Okay, so first thing we get from this, someone said consented, right? Okay. So this is gonna be our second rule, our second phrase that pays, as we like to call it. So this is something that we're gonna write here. This is what you should say whenever the cops want to come into your house. They want to look in your car. They want to look in your backpack. They want to look on your person. Anything. One simple. It's a little bit legalese, but this is what you want to learn. I do not consent to a search. Okay, so everybody say it with me one time right now. I do not consent to a search. Awesome.
One more time.
I do not consent to a search. Okay. Now I know it sounds very formal, and it's kind of like, you know, I would never say that really, but it's important to say that. You don't want to say, I'd rather not, or, well, I don't know, I'm not really. Because what the police are going to say on their police report is, suspect grudgingly gave consent to search. You know, you want it to be no question about it. I do not consent to a search. And like I said, this applies everywhere. Okay, so in this case, it's a house, right? And that's where your greatest protections are, your house. But it applies to everything. Your backpacks, your car, suitcase, luggage, you know, your clothes, everything. Okay? pockets.
You're mine.
You what?
You're mine.
Sure. Yeah, exactly, yeah, don't, you're done. So, we don't think you should ever consent to a search. There's just no benefit. There's no reason to ever consent to a search. Now let's say, in this situation, they've been drinking, they're underage, obviously you don't want to consent to a search of your house. Let's say that you think you're 100% clean, you don't do drugs, you don't do anything. Why would you still not consent to a search?
Privacy?
Privacy! Ah, that's my favorite answer. That's it. Constitutional right. The Constitution gives us the right to keep police officers out of our homes, out of our cars. I treasure that right. To me, it's incredibly important. And the minute we start giving that away, who knows if we'll get it back. So do it because it's your right. Do it because it's privacy. But why else?
There could be people at the house that he doesn't know, and they could have drugs, and he doesn't know that, and it's his house.
Exactly. In this case, he says, well, that's not my cocaine. We don't know if that's true or not. It really doesn't matter. Because it's like, you always hear possession's 9/10 of the law, If it's in possession, it's in his house, then he owns it. It's his. So you never know who's been in your car, what fell out of someone's pocket, who brought anything. So no matter, even if you think you're 100% clean, never consent to that search. Any other reasons? Anybody think of anything else? Corruption. So they come in, they drop something.
Yeah.
There you go, perfect, yeah. If they're not in your house in the first place, then nothing can ever get in there, right? Anyone else? What about, this is something a lot of people might not think about, but is anyone, well, I won't ask that question, but let's say you're politically active. Let's say you're organizing a protest, and you have a backpack, and you have your day planner in there. Why would you not want the police to look at your day planner?
Because they can search your computer.
Right, they can search your computer, they can tell what websites you've been looking at. If it's a day planner, they might get the names of all your friends. They can figure out, phone numbers. This is like at the RNC, the Republican National Convention, this is how a lot of people were getting busted. Officers were going in, sometimes illegally, and they were getting people's information, and then all of a sudden, all your friends are at risk. So that's something else to think of. The other thing too is you never know if the law's changed. Like a knife with a 3 1/4 inch blade, I think is legal, but if it's anything over that, it's illegal. You never know if that knife is now illegal because the law changed. You just don't know. So never ever consent to a search. And so now Britta's going to go through, we're going to kind of go through, I'm sorry, there's a question.
Can you still deny consent to a search if you've been detained as well? Or at that point you do have to go out?
You never, under any circumstances, ever have to consent to a search. And you never, ever should. It doesn't matter if you've been detained, doesn't matter what's going on. Now, if the cop is gonna search you, if he has a right to, let's say, this is where, we don't want to get too into the really narrow aspects of the law. Let's say he has probable cause for a search. Well, then he's gonna do it. You don't want to grab his arm and stop him, but you just always say, I don't consent to a search.